Okay, ladies and gentlemen.
What's up with that? Are we connecting? Streaming?
Yeah.
We're live.
We're live, ladies and gentlemen. Coaching the Blacksmith, round 8, brought to you by
Who's in the man?
Let's Go. How you doing, Coach?
I am that coach.
Oh, is that question I'm the Blacksmith?
Yeah, you're the blacksmith. I'm gonna go glasses on. So we're round 8, right?
Round 8.
So we had a little bit of a layoff before round 6 and 7.
Yeah.
Just getting ourselves it was like a pound foot and stuff.
Yeah.
So we're round 8. And what are we talking about today? I should let you know.
Yeah, so let's get you.
Yeah.
What are we talking about today?
Always street therapy. I'm always helping somebody.
Yeah.
Right? I'm always helping somebody. And my thing is like death.
Yeah, what was that about?
So definitely you have to get. It's just like, it's only my next season, but you have to get January WTG and what kills me, like all the matches, we have more responsibility. Like once I sign my name, whatever fuck that information is on the way, it's right or wrong, I calculate it. It does my capacity, it's not responsible. I'm responsible. I'm not trying to be like, get out of trouble, but what do I know about? Like, I know it's my responsibility to have this action. I'm not going to, like, intellectual where I read something like that. I know all the nuances. I look at that shit, I'm like, 947, 948. I'm like, you got to be fucking. And I just hand her all my shit. Yeah. She hands it back to me. And then she always has this thing when I get it. Listen, basically, this is all on you. I have no liability or responsibility. Right? Do you hear me?
I'm right here, and I'm definitely going to give you a sound.
Yeah, because we got Adele playing in the background. Could our engineer shut off Adele for us? Huh? You shut off Adele because it's playing hardcore. Nothing.
I will take care
Oh,
of it.
Yeah, the music. It's okay.
Now, let me ask you this.
Yeah, go ahead.
Can you hear me right here?
Let me see. Go ahead.
That's your lefty.
No, I know that. It's just testing. Yeah, go ahead and talk now. Nah, I can't hear shit, man. Right here.
I know.
My right ear.
This one that doesn't have the mouthpiece, attached to it, you can't hear dick.
Cannot hear dick. Would you hear a dick if it falls?
Yeah.
I don't know.
No,
I cannot hear anything.
I can't hear anything. Should we still run with it?
Yeah, I don't know. We'll just see how it turns out. Worst case we do is we erase this one and start over. That's the best part about doing shit wrong. Like it's like sex. Let's try it again later. Right?
Right.
It could be worse. It could be worse. Let me get back to my taxing before I get signed.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about athletics, we always do. But it's just taxing that kills me. So I handle all the stuff, and I get all my shit done real early. And I always owe shit. I got a lot of kids, so I have a low tax liability because I have so many kids. But it's just
like
that
40, 30?
I've actually 8 dependents again because I brought that other kid in. That kid, yeah, he's a. But so I get this stuff back, and it's always so ominous, man. It's like, listen, this is like she looks me dead in the eyes and like, you understand everything you signed here. You have to acknowledge it's accurate. And I'm like, I didn't do the calculations.
Yeah.
I didn't do any of that. So she's like, I realize that, but it's not on me. And that's just heavy because it just seems like the way the government can kind of. I don't want to get on a conspiracy QAnon bullshit thing. It's not a conspiracy. It's just the fact that fuck, man. I mean, like the slightest little thing wrong. As long as I'm not trying to cheat anybody and paying what I owe, I'll be fine. But it's like scary because you don't know what you're signing and you don't know that's on it. You're not an accountant. You get your CPA. And I got to be honest with you, over the last 30 years, a couple of times it's come back like I've had to redo it, holds my return. And that sucks with our size family. That return is like a savings account.
Absolutely.
With the old Trumper in office, we get a little more cash back.
Yeah.
In no way is that a sign of support.
Are you saying you're pro-Trump? Is that what?
No, I'm not saying that at all. No. If we want to talk politics, we should probably do another show.
Okay.
Because if we talk politics, it's just going to get ugly. Like, here's my thing. It's like, so like, I look at like everybody tells me what a pussy, Carter was. He got the Iran, made the Iran hostages and all that stuff. All the guys told pussy, and I'll tell you why he wasn't a pussy. Because when they took those American hostages, you know what he told those people that took them? He said, "Listen," he said, "if you," I want to make sure I get this right, and it's not a quote. It's like, it's a little bit of paraphrasing, but he said, "If you touch them, or if you hurt them, we will kill you. If you kill them, we'll annihilate them." And then we can negotiate from that premise. As long as you understand what the ramifications are of anybody. So then you get a guy that Reagan comes in office. Everybody tells what an ass-kicking motherfucker. He's the toughest guy in the world. This is a fucking guy who negotiated with the Iranians after they had our hostages, sold arms to Hamas to get rid of hostages in Lebanon, and negotiated with them. We had a policy at the time we never negotiated with terrorists. They're like Israel. We don't negotiate with terrorists.
Yeah.
We just fucking kill them. So we negotiated, and then that ended up funding the war in Nicaragua, Poindexter and Olive North. Look it up.
Look it up, Poindexter.
But so you look at like today, like I would say the whole Clinton thing where he was impeached because he lied about, he lied. You know, there's ramifications there. You know, he got a slap on the hand. Now, you know, what Trump did, is that come to the same level? I think that the thing that bothers me is that in the first 2 years of when Ukraine had a previous president that was clearly corrupt, he never held up any money. Now that we have Zelensky takes over, whatever the fuck his name is, takes over, we decide to hold up some stuff because we're going to do an investigation. It seems a little fucking shady. But at the same time, is it something anywhere close to what Reagan did? Because I use that Reagan and Bush benchmark as my litmus test for like an impeachable offense. Like these motherfuckers were out funding wars against Congress, congressional support. And Congress gave them, they specifically said not to do it. They were funding the war in Nicaragua with arms sales in Iran and Hamas, and so they're fucking crazy. Now that to me is impeachable, but none of those guys had to testify, and they were never impeached. There was two fall guys, Admiral Poindexter and I think it's Colonel North, that were kind of the fall guys for that. But I don't know if Trump, I don't know what he did. I mean,
correct me if I'm wrong. What I had beef with the Reagan administrations for is Nancy Reagan, the war on drugs.
The war on drugs, man. What are you talking about? The war on drugs.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but
I guarantee you're not going to.
Okay.
It's hard to get this one wrong. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's so fucked up.
Yeah. So to my knowledge,
Drinking a little tea.
Nancy Reagan. I know I was looking at my drink. How do I put it? But we'll survive. Nancy Reagan, in drug and recovery education, it's considered the just say no era.
Just say no, right?
You know,
sex, drugs, just say no. We're coming out of the '80s, man. We're coming out of the late '70s, early '80s, Studio 54, and now we're just gonna cocaine and craziness, and now we're just gonna be like, you know what? You got the AIDS epidemic exploding, which they fucking totally ignored. Yeah. They called it GRID, which is called gay-related immune deficiency. That's what those fuckers called it. And there's a great movie called The Band Played On. I don't want to step on your story because this is related. But it's with Matthew Modine called The Band Played On. Please watch it. It'll kind of give you the history of AIDS in America and how they just were like, I mean, they literally could have, we have this corona thing going on right now, this virus, jumping around China, coming to the United States. Imagine just ignoring it like it didn't exist. Yeah. That's kind of what they did with HIV and AIDS. Because it's happening to the gays, fuck them. Let them do it. Well, then it transferred into heterosexual people, and then people like Arthur Ashe got it, just because he got a blood transfusion. Yeah. And literally, the Red Cross said it was too cost prohibitive to test the blood. There's a great scene in the movie with Matthew Modine. He stands up and says, how many people? Just tell me how fucking many. Like, how many people died before you guys actually tested? Now, all the blood's tested. Yeah. It's incredible. But,
as it should be.
Yeah, but going back to that war on drugs, saying no to everything.
Yeah, the just say no era, definitely a rise in the crack cocaine during that time.
How are you saying no now? We don't want to get too deep into the conspiracy, right? With cocaine into Los Angeles in the early 80s. Do we want to go that crazy?
No, but I love that you wanted to go.
Yeah, with Ricky Ross and all that. Yeah. I mean, come on. And there's a letter from the Clinton administration. During the height of his impeachment, there's a letter that the CIA released saying that they did in fact supply cocaine into Los Angeles, and it was kind of fell on deaf ears. And Jeremy Renner movie, watch it. What the fuck is that? You remember what I'm talking about?
No, but I'm just say Blow for the fun of it.
No, but it isn't that one. But that was a good one too. I felt so bad for that guy. Remember?
Dude, Johnny Depp, Penelope Cruz on that one.
Did you see the real guy though?
Yeah.
There's no way he's banging Penelope. Like I love that they got like Johnny Depp and Penelope. No offense to that guy, but God, there's no way he's pulling Penelope Cruz stuff. But you know what? But back in those days, he might have been.
I know.
Little blow for little blow. I mean,
yeah.
I mean, there's no doubt that like you look at Pablo Escobar and like they show like film of him, and I'm like, come on, there's no way he's pulling that. With like, there's just no way. He's not. I'm not saying he's a bad looking guy. All I'm saying is we're talking supermodel, Miss Universe every day. Yeah. And the film, like Jesus, and I'll run a bikini. It's just,
dude, money will get you that kind of tang. I truly believe.
Oh yeah, but in Blow, the part that breaks my heart is that's Joe.
We're gonna put that one on.
Are you street therapy today?
No, this is my beautiful fiance calling.
Okay.
I'm gonna hit the pause button. She's got some board meeting or something.
Yeah. Super educated. Those are educated people doing that smart shit.
Doing all that smart stuff.
We're here doing our thing. But yeah, the one that disappointed me the most in that was like that little girl sitting on the sidewalk. He was doing that one last deal, and he got sucked in by his friend, and then they fucking busted him, and then his daughter, the picture of his daughter just sitting there, and he ends up going to prison for fucking ever. While his other two douchebags just walked away because they just sold him out. That was tough, man. I just thought that type of, and that's when my leads into that the Nancy Reagan thing, the war on drugs. It was never so. Listen, I don't want to get like crazy off subject, but we've always known where it came from. We've always known who supplied it. It's never been a mystery. Trump puts him on the terror list, but then nothing happened. But no one's ever gone after them. And what that did was the war on drugs. All it did was get your quite honestly, let's be honest, it was minority driven.
Users in general. So I mean, whether it was
and I think it started in the suburbs. We might have changed the prison system because they went to the low-income areas. They piled the prisons up with users that were minorities.
Yeah, buying a quarter of weed.
Right.
Now they're fighting the war on drugs by locking that person up. Come on, man.
Right. It was just such bullshit. It was just a way to basically, and I'm not sure if they were that nefarious, but it just turned out that way. Like you can't tell me, maybe you didn't plan this craziness, but the reality is you locked up minorities at an alarming rate for using.
Yeah.
There was no, like, you knew that your husband ran the country.
Yeah.
He could have gone to, could have stopped. We've always want to do it from the other side. We want to punish the users, but we don't want to go after the fucking drug cartels. Like, listen, I have no beef. Listen, if you're a grown up, do your fucking thing, right? But I have a real problem with the bureaucracy of our country telling us one thing while they're making money off it on the side, which they clearly were.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, I think that we're coming out of that now in the next generation. This generation, I think, the age of 18 and 35 is so different than even mine. Like the thought process, they're just not. Maybe it's because of technology. You guys aren't as stupid, I would say. You don't like I see my parents on Facebook, dude. It's alarming. Like you go on Facebook right now, convince my mom and dad of almost anything.
I know. Oh, dude, that's
just,
all another rabbit.
Right, but I think that's why that generation with the war on drugs got so manipulated because Nancy stood up behind the thing and said we're going to take on the drug dealers and the blacks and the Mexicans are the bad guys.
I know.
And then okay, let's lock them up. And I mean, gave them a hard time.
Yeah.
And then minority women got even worse time when they were drug use. But that just they were. I don't know if my parents are so fucking gullible. Like they'll literally believe anything. They'll read something on the internet. On Facebook now, and they don't realize that the algorithm is feeding that crave for stupid news.
Do you warn them about scammers?
All the fucking time.
What I'm hearing right
all
now.
the time. Like my mom is cocked. Actually, it's fucking terrible. Oh, she's not gonna see this, but we talk about the Nigerian king that has got like $30 million. My mom called me and said, "Listen, this is what I need to do." And I was like, "Oh, what the fuck?" Like seriously. Luckily, we have no money, so it worked out well. So she has no money anyway, so it's kind of cool. She can't give me anything. But just the fact that she would believe it. I mean, she believed that Hillary Clinton had a prostitution ring, pedophile ring out of a pizza shop in New Jersey or something.
Wait, we're not believing that conspiracy theory?
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah. And I was like, I told my mom the other day, because you realize that she's 100% cleared of any wrongdoing. She says, I don't know.
Yeah, but do you think there's a high level of Dems or let's not even break the politician. Let's not even go political. Do you
Let's go
think
with money.
Yeah, let's go do you think there might be something goofy like that happening?
Well, I mean, okay, so we have to be real. Let's be real about it. Like Epstein, right? I mean, isn't that kind of what it is? I mean, you know what I mean? So did they pull Hitler into something that maybe Epstein and Bill were involved in?
Did you say Hitler?
Hillary.
Okay.
Wow. No, I did not. Damn. Yeah, that was not. No, I did not say that. Holy shit.
I was like, how deep does this go?
Yeah, this goes back. And listen, we're going to go back a few years, right? Fuckers.
I swear God played it back. I swear it sounds like
I might have coughed when I said it. I meant to say Hillary.
Okay.
And that wasn't. And somebody else out there's like, that was maybe Freud talking to me.
Yeah.
I'm just saying there's something there. Like, fuck, I love Freud. Oh, weird bastard. But anyways, so you look at it, like you look at Epstein, and you can start to think like, wait a second. So Bill's flying 100, 40, 50 times around with him. And all these other people. Trump's been with him. He's been at Mar-a-Lago. All these famous people. Prince, what his name is? What the fuck is that? Prince, whatever. I was thinking like Harry, but it's not him.
That's the only Prince I know.
Yeah. Prince Charles' brother.
Yeah.
I don't know. Listen, I don't know. I don't want to, he's here, Shane's here. We don't want to dog on English yet.
Yeah.
Eventually we will.
Oh,
yeah, we got to talk about the English.
Ooh, can I say something about the English real quick?
Yeah, absolutely.
No, I didn't. No, that was kind of cutting off your story.
No. I want to hear this because I love any type of no offense, just fucking giving it to the Brits.
Oh, dude, so this ain't super giving it to them. It's just weird. So, you know how, in the States, you'll hear people say, bruh? Like, hey, what's up, bruh?
What's up, bruh?
Dude, I've heard a lot of British people say bruv.
Bruv?
Yeah, hey, what's going on, bruv?
Bruv. Yeah, that's
it's a
weird.
freaking weird one.
Yeah.
I'm trying to incorporate it into my...
The one thing that the British do that I do appreciate, I don't appreciate...
Is drink tea?
They know, but I do appreciate it. Milk, they are some tea drinkers. It's so feminine. I feel like an Odds coffee.
Yeah.
But it's they use the C word.
They do. They love
all
it.
the time.
It's so normal.
Here it's like, whoa.
Yeah.
I'm watching the Ricky Gervais thing one time, and he's just going on. And I'm like, Shell, I mean, is that giving me the okay? Because I feel like it is.
Yeah, I think over there it is okay.
Oh, yeah, it's
even
totally
in, like
acceptable.
a ball busting way, like, hey, what's up, you cunt?
Yeah. Like I don't even feel comfortable. I'll literally say anything, but I don't want to say that word. It's like I feel like I should. I feel like I look at my shoulder.
No doubt, it's such a bad word here.
Oh, it's so dirty. But I'm hearing him say it. He must have said it fucking 50 times. I'm like, I think that's an okay. I feel like he's giving me permission to now use that word in public.
Well, the funny thing is, it's the power of words. What power are we giving them? So
Yeah.
they have decided over there that that word has no power. And guess what? Words only have power if we give
Yes,
it to them.
they do.
So yeah, you know what? I don't use that word normally.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna say thanks for tuning in to round 8. You cunts.
Right. That's awesome. I love that. But where was that? Okay, so we want to talk about the war on drugs.
Yes.
No, we want to get back there because it's really important. Because it's a crazy war. It's not as bad. It's getting as bad as it is. But we have just seen too many guys go to jail for too long a time for stuff that is now basically prescribed as medicine. You know, now obviously cocaine, it is still prescribed. It really is, but it's not something we use. But just like marijuana and stuff, and hopefully we come full circle in this war. And if we're really like what bothers me is we'll go to Iraq, we'll go to Afghanistan, but we won't go to Mexico. So are we serious about stopping the war?
Nope.
Really,
Not if we're not hitting all borders.
Right, exactly. I mean, you want to talk about closing the borders down because build a fucking door, not a wall.
Yeah.
And the good people will come through it, and they'll sign on the dotted line. They'll pay your taxes. They'll do whatever. You get the Tyson Foods and all those big companies bringing in, undocumented. No, make them documented. Make them pay taxes. That's revenue for us. And so make a plan 5 years. You pay taxes for 5 years. We give you your temporary green card. Do it for 10 years, and you get a full green card. Your kids, your birthright, whatever. So I mean, it's just a simple process. You don't have to fucking hate anybody.
Love that. Let's build a door, not a wall.
Build a door, not a wall.
Did you come up with that? Or
I did actually.
Really,
I swear to God.
that's a banger.
Yeah, build a door, not a wall. That is my thing.
Dude.
Copyright 2020.
Copyright 2020. Sure, it's coming out next month.
Build a wall. No, it was because I've always thought that if good people will come to the door.
Yeah.
You build a wall and people just or nothing at all. And the nefarious people that can't necessarily follow the rules or don't understand them are going to go around it, right? Or and they'll try ways to get through that they shouldn't.
Yeah.
But if you build a wall, the people that want to come here and work and sign up and go on the tax roll will come right to that door and there'll be a fucking line all the way back to fucking South America.
Love it.
That's the reality. And then we can bring you in, make sure you're not felons or you're not bad people. Take pictures of their skin, make sure you don't have any drug tags. What the fuck you want to do? Whatever your parameters are. We don't separate kids. We can stop that bullshit.
Yeah.
I mean, Jesus, who are we? Who the fuck? Like, listen, man, we are not those people. I don't give a fuck what kind of redneck fucking white fucking. I don't give a fuck what. That's some fucking shady shit right there. That is the shady. We are just not those people. You can listen. We're from America. You can hate and love whoever the fuck you want. You can even. You can stand on a pole, and I will fight to the death for you like to say that stupid shit, whatever the fuck you want. I support that because I want you to, but at the same, you cannot start negatively impacting somebody's life. You cannot affect their civil rights. For your thoughts cannot become action. When your negative, hateful, racist acts, thoughts become action, you have now broken the law. That's where we draw the line. I mean, you don't have to like anybody. You can like them not for their color or whatever sexual. You cannot like them, okay? But when you cross the line between your thoughts and your words become action, you've now broken the law. And I think that's where we're at now. They're in Charlottesville. You will not replace us. Dumbasses, we make up 62% of this country. What the fuck is wrong with you? Where are we going?
Yeah.
12% are African American, the rest are Asian and Hispanic, and just this fear of like we're losing. What are we losing, dumbasses? I know the fucking guy. And this is a crazy fucking world. Like I don't even like going down this road because I take this shit real seriously.
I can tell.
Because I don't think people that are on the bubble of real hate hear shit like we're talking about, like something like peace and just like hey acceptance and like accepting people for that pisses them off.
Yeah.
Because they're afraid of losing something that they never had.
Yeah.
And you have to look now that life is no longer white and black or brown or whatever the fuck you want to do. It's rich and poor, and it's getting bigger. So it's like that. Like nobody's taking your jobs down. The rich guy's just not paying you a fair wage.
Yeah.
And you're trying to hold a black or Hispanic or an Asian responsible. But I had this one thing. I have a friend of mine that's Asian. He laughs all the time. He's from Japan, and one kid's from Vietnam. He's like, we come here all the time. We come on planes. Nobody fucking says a word to us.
Well, yeah.
They literally don't give a shit. He presents his fucking passport at the thing. They ask why he's there, and they let him in the country. He's like, they've never. He's a citizen. His 3 brothers are citizens. His cousins. They come over all the time, and nobody says, "What are you doing here?" You know, no one rounds them up.
Yeah.
When's the last time you round up a Russian or an Asian? When's the time you had a ICE raid on a Russian immigration ring or an Asian? It just doesn't happen because we've been pushed towards this Hispanic thing where they're the ones taking everything. It's just crazy.
Can I hit a hot button item?
Yeah, I love
based on this.
Yeah, yeah.
And so here's the deal. I agree. I like the idea of acceptance. I like the idea that I'm openly allowed to dislike whoever. It doesn't matter.
Freedom of
the race.
speech, bro.
Yeah. Let me ask you this, dude. I got one that it bothers
He is
me.
loading this up, man.
Affirmative action. I don't think it's right.
Affirmative action. And it probably, I think that what
For anybody, whether it's like women, race, whatever the case may be, I'm a true believer of best man for the job or whatever the case.
Yeah, well, there's 2 things. Like, I don't know why we identify with color at any point because it's almost ridiculous at this point. Now, I don't know that like in certain schools and stuff, they want minority representation. And if you look at schools, like 12% of this country is African American, and you look at most schools, and it's reflective of that population. There was a time when I think what the idea behind affirmative action was, in which we've now hopefully gotten past it, was we were actually preventing African Americans from opportunities for education.
No, that's unacceptable.
Right. So I think the idea was let's bring in affirmative action to right that wrong. And I think what that does is it creates another problem. Because now you're setting up somebody that shouldn't be there for failure. And here's what happened. So with affirmative action, you were not getting more African American or minority college graduates. You were now getting a few that could get through, but they were giving them opportunities in schools and colleges that were very difficult, that they probably that they weren't able to get through. And the fail-out rate was high, and that's just depressing, and that sets you back. So I don't know. They need to start much earlier. Affirmative action should be started. The whole premise of it, you don't have the standards to get into college, so you shouldn't be there. That's sort of what's my goal. Now, athletes are different, and I've always said this. We're all doing that.
Yeah.
No, and it's so fucked up.
I believe it.
The biggest affirmative action was perpetuated on America today is through athletics.
Yep, I believe that.
And it has nothing to do with color. It just has to do with your ability to play a sport. So here again, let me show you some. So I went to Indiana University on a full scholarship at wrestling. It's probably ranked top 1 to 3 in the country my senior year. So out of state in Indiana at the time in 1990, you had to have roughly, I think, a 3.2 to 3.5, and you had to have at least a 1,200 to a 1,400 SATs, if I'm accurate. So being my level, I had an 800 on my SATs, which makes you barely eligible, and at a 2.0 cumulative average, and I was welcomed into that school.
I bet.
Michigan, Indiana, Ohio State, Minnesota, no problems. I had no business being at college. I didn't deserve it. That was affirmative action through sports, and that's what you do. That's what. And so, like, I see these celebrities getting in trouble, and it's like, what the fuck? Are you fucking kidding me? They do this shit all the time with sports. That's how they came in, because the problem wasn't that they did it. The problem is that you're not realizing is that's the loophole. Is that athletes can get in with lower standards. They lower them so athletes can get in. I'm a directed, and I failed out of college, and a lot of them do. That's the problem. Is that, like, the percentage is pretty high now. I don't have it in front of me. I did read a book on Title IX about this and with the graduation rates of people that fell below the standard. Like when you fall below the criteria to normally get applied at school, I think, and I want to say the fail rate is over 50% now. For, like, say, being admitted into a school below the typical academic levels, you have a 50% fail rate just from there.
Really?
So that's a huge number. And someone's got to double check me on that. But yeah, but going back to affirmative action, the shortcoming is not when they get to college. The shortcoming is well before that.
Oh, well, it's a jacked up system. I'm not saying it's not. So whether it's college or the workplace.
But most schools have gone away from affirmative action. It doesn't exist like at Michigan. Most schools have done away with quotas or minimums and stuff like that, because I feel like African Americans have crossed that threshold of it's not necessary anymore. They're getting a fair shake.
What about this though? What about, like I said, holding somebody back? I'm anti that, but giving something to somebody that's not deserved, that's where my issue is.
Right, and that's why I had to go. Because it was challenged because of that reason. It was challenged in court, and they lost.
Yeah, but so even though there might not be called affirmative action, or it might not be called something, I mean, I see it happening with women in the workplace. Call me crazy. I mean, Jordan Peterson goes on these rants about it.
Well, okay, so that's an interesting point. I've got some support to that. Okay, so here's the dirty little secret in public schools.
Okay.
So the dirty little secret in public schools is they like to hire women over men. Not because women are more qualified, but it's way more nefarious than that. They want to hire women because they don't believe that they'll make it to their next pay scale. So most women will not make it all the way through the end of their career. They're going to stop to have children.
Yeah.
So it saves them money to bring in new women every 3 to 5 years before they get to the next pay scale or become tenured. So that's that dirty secret why they hire a lot of women over men in schools. Now, a lot of the urban areas, they're always looking for men because there's just a shortage of men teachers, like especially in Cleveland. So if you're a male, want to be a teacher, go to Cleveland, you're in. But yeah, that's the dirty little secret of hiring women in public schools because I haven't been able to confirm it, but if you look at the numbers, it's pretty obvious. So there's far more women that are teaching in the school system than my kids go to than and most others. But that's what I was told by several administrators. Like, yeah,
makes sense.
we typically hire more women than men because men will likely stay the entire time. They're going to retire. Women typically don't. We don't have a lot of women retiring out of our system with full pensions.
For that same reason, though, I'm anti anybody that says, let's not hire this lady. She's going to end up cranking out a couple kids, missing a bunch of work. Like that.
Right. That's
equally
crazy.
as wrong in my opinion, but I know that still goes around too. So.
But I think to your point of best quality, why would race or gender or ethnicity ever be in an application? It's like going back to the whole appraisal. Why would you put urban, suburban, and rural on an appraisal? What the fuck difference does it make where it's located? I don't care if it's personal. It's what it's worth. It's not necessarily. Appraisal is not there to find out what the market will bear. What is the value of that house? And you have to go by what the construction costs are. What would it cost to rebuild this house right here? Well, it would be let's say $5 a square foot. Well, if that's a perfect house and it's $105 a square foot, I don't care if it's in East Cleveland or Euclid or Mentor. If it's in great condition, that guy should get a fair valuation of that property. Who gives a shit where it's at? Oh, it's in Cleveland and in Euclid and no one's going to pay. No. That's not. I don't give a fuck what someone will pay for it. This guy's got to pay insurance on the replacement value and content value. But he also has to, and obviously it's much higher than the appraisal value. But what if, and you have to, to my opinion, if you base on the basic, that $100 square foot number that basic suburbans get, and they're only getting it because they're in the suburbs. But a guy in the inner city, this guy's got a dumpy house next to me, or it's condemned or something, slumlord. So he doesn't he gets a worse appraisal because it's in a bad area. No, I'm talking about his fucking house, his property in America. Evaluate that properly, that square footage. What would it cost to rebuild it? $100 a square foot. That's what it should be.
I'm having flashbacks to a couple of rounds ago.
Yeah. But this is my point of why do we keep identifying? We build bigger separations between us because we want to go, well, she's a woman, he's a man, he's black, he's white, and all these things go in, or he's a veteran, he's not a veteran. Listen, none of that matters. Listen, it's best qualified person. You got to do the interview, and listen. All qualifications equal. I like you better. Why can't I pick you? I'm not looking at your face going, oh, he's white because I want him or he's black because I want him. I mean, it's just one of those things that I think we need to get it. That's what this generation of 18 to 35, I believe, is long just decided. Yeah. Like, they're no longer going to be the generation that separates everybody and says, well, they're this and they're that. I think there's more of a, I think there's more of an acceptance of, like, a generality of who we are. I mean, there's obviously gender fluidity now. They're all, you decide what you want. We can talk about sports and that relates, but fluid, yeah.
I'm gonna go now.
Right. No, I said it.
No doubt.
It's my fault for saying it. I threw it out there. My fault. You don't throw shit out in the wind and don't expect to come back and hit you in the face.
No doubt.
Right?
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, here's the deal. You're
winding
on
down.
time.
Yeah, you're
so let's go a little street therapy. What do you got?
Well, I got so I have a couple situations where I've got some kids that are on the bubble. Do they go to rehab? They don't have the money to go to rehab. Right.
I have the same issue going on. It's so funny.
So it's like, I've got these kids that I coached in high school who are 2 years out, 2 or 3 years out. And, they had a problem a little bit in high school. I kind of knew it. And, they really needed a little help. But that was, they had the guardrails of parents in life. Now that they're out on their own, they're working, making their own money, people are hanging out at their house, they have an apartment. It's like, fuck, dude, you gotta go back home, or you gotta, I'm trying to get them to cut off some of these people. But they're passing. We'll have to do that after they get out. Yeah. So it's like, what rehab opportunities are there? So I've looked at I've gotten the horn, looked at 3 or 4 of them for them, and the free ones are a disaster.
Oh,
it's like overworked. These people are just throwing it. I mean, it's like understaffed.
Have you found some truly free ones?
Subsidized, not free.
Okay.
Only subsidized in the city of Cleveland. Only subsidized, which means that you have to qualify to get in there, which means you have to be fucking poor. And and I get it, you should have to be poor, but the idea is you can't get in. There's to be a bet, and there are. There's a waiting list. So he's on his parents' insurance, so they cover I think 50% of.
Oh, they'll help him. If he has insurance, he can figure something out.
Yeah, he has like a insurance thing. So they got him, I think it was Medical Mutual or something. So they got him the one with them, and they're in the process of placing it. But that was imagine that, like, you got to go, hey dad, hey mom, like I got to go to the doctors. Oh, what's wrong? I was like the parents are thinking normal shit, right? They're not thinking.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe they thought he got high, maybe drank a little, but they didn't see this coming. They didn't see heroin. They did not. His pills. It's a whole 9 yards. They didn't see that, so now he's got. Oh, dude, you got to tell your parents.
Oh yeah, that's such a huge
It's your
bomb to
parents'
drop.
insurance.
I go, you gotta drop it.
Yeah, I said. So what was worse? What I think is going to be even worse is that he's got to go through the process of after. He knows this. This is what sucks. He knows this is counseling. He's got to go to the rehab. He'll kick him. He'll learn to try to whatever. Now he's got to come back and talk to mom and dad about how this happened.
Oh yeah, that's always the fun part.
So that's the part that right now I'm dealing with. Like I'm trying to deal
with this guy.
Yeah, I'm trying to deal with his parents. Talk to them and say, listen, you got to be part of the solution.
Yes.
Not part of the problem. So I'm not asking you to be like, oh, I'm so happy my son did this.
Yeah, no.
But
that's such good advice.
Yeah, at the same time, you can't handle it.
Dude, you got me ready to go. Can I just start ripping a little bit?
Yeah,
I gotta start ripping.
Yeah.
Two major things that are stopping people from getting treatment, other than like stigma and telling their parents and stuff, but like realistically for adults, money, transportation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah, there's transportation to like an inpatient place and out, but like that aftercare, that intensive outpatient, that therapy, that takes a ride.
There's no halfway houses for drug addicts real bad. There's no.
Oh, there is.
There need, but I'm saying there needs like there are, but it's not cheap and it's not free.
Oh, it's definitely not cheap, not free, and they are probably it is probably a low amount here in Lee County, especially.
Yeah.
I can think of 1, 2,
like group homes. There's one I know of. I think I had an uncle that went to one a few years ago.
Lake House was it called the Lake House over in Painesville?
No, I think it was Fairport. Maybe it was Painesville. That's close to Painesville, right? Fairport, Kansas.
Yeah, they're close. This one isn't really close to the Fairport-ish area. Nonetheless, I mean, yeah, same deal. So, but here's the thing: for a lot of these halfway houses, they do make it kind of. So you go into a halfway house once you're you're not going to a halfway house with detox. So you got your.
You're already coming out of your rehab, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So you're already got your head back parade for the most part, ish. You know, so it's like when they say, it's.
I gotta breathe heavy on this. It's tough when I hear it. Just like,
I know.
Okay, gorilla, motherfucking gorilla, and motherfucking gorilla.
It's the gorilla of life. So here's the thing. I love that you're telling this dude's parents. Yeah. So here's the deal. There's a lot of stigma. There's a lot of guilt, shame, and remorse that comes with having to admit that you have a problem. And if you go to your parents and their response is negative, that is not going to help the situation. No. Like you said, in times past, when I've had to come to my parents and say, hey, look, this is what's going on. I need help. Right. And it's never been like, you know what, high five, son. Like, yeah, dude.
Yeah, I'm super happy you're fucking you're a nightmare right now.
Yeah, it's always been, okay, so what's the next step? How do we fix this?
That's awesome.
Yeah, and dude,
but think about it. If you cut your arm, that's what they would do.
No doubt, but
I know. But everybody shakes their head when I say that. But I'm like, you can't pick your kids' fucking issues.
No doubt, absolutely.
I mean, we all have issues. You know they have them. You can't pick them. And when they, you try and get ahead of time. But if you don't, after it happens, you can't act like you can't be disappointed. Like, you're gonna obviously as a parent, I'm gonna question my parents because what could I have seen? What could I have done different? But that's my shit. I don't want to bring that on somebody like that. I know his parents are thinking, they're like, what did you do wrong?
He didn't do anything most likely.
He's a grown ass man. I mean, maybe you shouldn't have given him alcohol when he was a kid and you think that was fun.
But dude, here's the thing. There's plenty
They do it in Europe all the time.
Yeah, and they don't turn out. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. Here's the heartbreaking part: is going to your parents that first time, and everybody's on board. I remember my first trip to rehab. I had my little cousin. She gave me like
true therapy.
Yeah, she gave me this 30-day little inspirational book to go with it. People were calling the rehab, leaving me messages like, "Keep on fighting, keep on fighting." Went 8 months good, and then I had to have that same dude. That's where it gets. That's where
second conversation.
Yeah. Hey, all this time you thought I was doing good in life. Well, I slipped back into it, and then that time a little bit less. My parents still cared, and I still get a couple calls and everything. But last time I was in treatment, it was pretty much like everybody was like, really? Like, you got to do this again? Like, well, all right, like, we're not going to leave you. We still love you. But, like, you know, no.
I'm not trying to lose fucking weight here. I mean, it's not like that kind of a fucking habit, dumbass.
Yeah.
Right? Eat a little too much, motherfucker.
No doubt, but it's hard for it's hard on the addicts, but it's hard on the addicts. Love
I know it is because they feel for them. But again, I will always go back to that is not your demon, not your responsibility. You can't keep fucking coming down on somebody because they have a fucking shortcoming.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ! I mean, like I have so many fucking shortcomings. I keep most of that shit in the bottle.
Yeah.
And I keep crazy in the box, but I try because I don't want to discipline people, you know. But if you do have to come out, like at some point, you're like, oh, come on, get your shit together. Really? Like that's not gonna work. Like, oh, come on. You just keep listen. I have this thing. I want to write this book called "Time on the Clock." We are going to fight till like right now. There's time on our clock right now. It's like a wrestling match. When that time is out zero, you win or lose, man. But right now there's time on the clock. So if you got to fight 10 times, you fight 10 times. If you got to fight 50, you got to fight 50. And then we just get the fuck up. And we go back in the fight. We don't fucking go, oh my God, come on. We got to go again. No, we got to go again. We got to go again. Right? I mean, we just got to go again. I mean, that's just how you have to get through things. You can't complain, oh my God, he's doing it again. No, okay, let's go. We know what we have to do, right? We got it. Now let's go back and do this. And then if it happens again, I'm going to go back in. I'm not going to apologize for you. I'm not going to make it easy for you. You know it's harder than anybody. You know how it is to kick shit like that. It's a nightmare. But this mindset of these people that are like, oh, it's only going to happen once or twice. No. It happened fucking 20 times. But while there's time on the clock, you get the fuck up and you get back in the game, and that's it. And that's all there is to it. And when there's no time on the clock, there's no time on the clock. But you know what? You'll have given a good fight. And if you can't save him, I mean, you know, then he's in somebody else's hands. But it's not because they didn't try and you didn't try. Some people aren't survived. Some people just can't get past it. I get that. But it doesn't mean we give up on them because we have bad. Yeah, it just fucking makes me mental. I hear that all the time, and I'm like, you know, when the kid's dad said, "Well, how long do you think it's gonna take?" I'm like, I don't fucking know.
Rest of his life.
That's what I said. I go, this is something he carries it's like herpes. It's luggage you carry with you right there every time because you never know when you're going to slip and when that's going to present itself. And as we get older, we're better at not falling. I think once we get out of it, the longer that we don't slip, the better chance we have of full sobriety, right? But the earlier out of like rehab, the more chances we have to slip because it's hard to get away from those old behaviors, old people. You know, they're still our friends. Like I have friends that are fucking straight fucking addicts, and I'm just like, I love you, dude, but I can't be around you. But listen, if you slip, you know where I'm at. Because I'm the first fucking guy they call. I'm the first guy that would give them a ride and pick them up. And I'm never going to forsake my friends, right? But that doesn't mean I got to hang out with them. I can't do it. I got a family, all that stuff. But when you kick it, I'm with you with or without it, right? I'm always that person that will be there for you.
That's so awesome to hear, especially since it's awesome to hear that that's how you feel.
You got to be that way because there's time on the fucking clock. And when there's no time on the clock, well then we go on to help someone else fight. But I always think that, you know, like in a match or in a game, people that you don't give up too early. Right? Don't give up too early. You got time on the clock. Yeah, it may not happen today, it may not happen tomorrow, but you will beat this. But you got to have the mindset that I'm going to get up it's like a fight. Like I tell Bill all the time, like, is he a tough guy? I'd be like, man, that's a kind of guy you got to pack a lunch. And every time you knock him down, he's going to get up again. He's going to get up again. You're going to have to keep knocking him the fuck down. It's like a really tough wrestling match, a really tough fight. You don't look for the one punch. This is a grind. Yeah. And every opportunity you have, you keep taking it, you grind it. If you knock him down, you got to keep him down. And if you knock him down, he might get up, and then you knock him down again. And actually, if they knock me down, you better pack a lunch because it's going to be a long day. And I'm going to come back. Whatever time I wake up, I'm coming back for more. And eventually, I'll figure it out. But as long as there's time on the clock, we have an opportunity for success. And I feel like that should be the mindset for people going into rehab. Don't try and chew too much at one time, right? Try and beat it. But it's more to the parents, and that was my thing. And it was great that you said that. But it was the parents that I'm worried most about. I'm not worried about him having success in life. I'm worried about the parents putting the pressure on him that somehow, like, oh, you failed us, or you didn't do the right thing, you're not the, you know, it's like, fuck, man.
I'm lucky I've had support for it. 2 quick points. So the good thing is kind of something that you mentioned is studies show the longer you abstain from drugs, the longer you abstain, the less frequent and less intense your cravings are going to be. Right. So that is like almost something to keep fighting for.
That works for me. That definitely has meaning for sure, 100%.
You know? Yeah. Now, going back to the timeline. So, like, no joke, 2013, let's see, that was what? How long ago? 2013, that was 7 years ago. Young kid.
We're not math teachers.
I'm a young 20, know it all. But here's the thing. I was so ignorant to this whole drug thing, right? First time in treatment. I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm thinking I'm going to go to detox because I think that's what you do when you have a drug problem. And then I'm going to carry on with my life. I'm going to get off the drugs in 7 days. Boom, carry on with life. So, I'm under this impression. I don't know what's going on. I can still remember what the nurse looked like, what the room looked like, the smell of the room. I can remember it like it was yesterday. I remember her looking at me and saying, honey, you're going to have to deal with this for life. And dude, it just, one of the most, dude, the gorilla just sat on my chest, dude. And that was the first time I heard that. I said, wait, what do you mean? It's like, oh yeah, like this never leaves you. Like it's going to get better for you, but if you go back out there, you're going to pick up right where you left off. You have to manage this for life. Dude, I'm young 20s. Dude, it is probably one of the top 5 most dramatic things that's ever happened in my life. I just took on something for life now. Whoa.
Oh, that's a lot of responsibility. I don't do responsibility. I don't do the responsibility.
Yeah, that's not my thing.
I'll pay my bills.
Yeah.
Fuck.
So yeah, unfortunately for this young man and his parents, here's the thing. Some people nail it in 1. Some people nail it in 5. There's, as long as he has air in his lungs, there's still time on that clock.
I love it. Absolutely. That's our street therapy, time on the clock. That's awesome. Because I don't know. I hope he gets it first.
Of course, we all do.
But we're trying to get like the parents to like, be set up. Like he's got now that the insurance is involved, they've got all these people helping them now, which is weird. I think the best thing we did was tell him to go tell his parents. That was the best. That changed everything, right?
Yeah.
But now he has a support. But it's his parents that have a support system now. Which they're telling the parents, like, listen, this is your son.
Yeah.
Your son is a drug addict.
Yeah.
And that's heavy. And they're like, I wasn't ready for that. I'm like, no, but it's forever.
Yeah.
Like he's not going to go into drug addiction like whatever. Yeah, he is always a drug addict. You have to love him the same way you loved him the day before. Just today, now we have the truth.
Yeah.
So now we have to set him up for success.
He's a recovering drug addict. So let's use words.
Positive words. What's he doing? All right, these guys got to go.
Yeah, got to go.
Sorry, man.
Thank you for
our engineer is cutting us.
Go ahead, lead us out, Coach.
Go fuck yourself.
Nice.
All right, I got to do this, man. I got to finish.
Here we go.